The sun has barely risen over the Somali coastline when a worn-out fiberglass skiff begins cutting waves. Inside the speeding vessel, 5 men prepare for violence, displaying no national colors or flags of origin.
You will not find a registration name or an automatic identification signal broadcasting their current location today.
They carry only a small outboard engine, spare fuel containers, and a jagged aluminum ladder on deck.
These are not local fishermen looking for a catch. They are armed insurgents moving with deadly purpose.
Focus entirely on a distant shape floating on the horizon that resembles a standard merchant freighter. The target appears sluggish, painted gray, and traveling alone, looking like the exact type of commercial vessel.
Their intelligence is disastrously wrong, as they are currently racing headlong toward a guided missile destroyer now.
They speed toward a United States Navy destroyer, where the water-level perspective obscures the warship's guns. The advanced radar array looks like strange cargo containers, and the stern hangar resembles stacked freight crates.
Hidden behind that steel plating is 9,000 tons of sovereign firepower and a highly trained crew.
This crew has practiced this exact scenario, and at this very moment, every sensor is tracking them.
Inside the destroyer's bridge, the commanding officer studies the live optical feed of the low-profile craft.
The skiff moves rapidly with no radio calls and no flags, displaying nothing but pure aggressive intent.
A quiet voice on the bridge murmurs, "Please, just turn around." But the pirates do not turn.
Instead, the small boat pushes its engine harder, lifting the nose as it charges toward defenseless prey.
Silence reigns on the bridge, but the atmosphere is electric, with focus as the officer speaks now.
Bridge to combat, we have a high-speed contact bearing 118 approaching under 3 miles.
Deep inside the ship's Combat Information Center specialists are already locking onto the skiff with visual confirmation.
Electro-optical cameras are live, and high-definition zoom reveals 5 subjects carrying dangerous weapons on board.
No life jackets are visible and no fishing nets are present, while one figure clutches a rifle.
Another man is oddly fixated on the destroyer, pointing repeatedly through a pair of battered binoculars today.
This is not a vessel drifting off course. This is an attack run engaging. Rules of engagement.
Cameras follow every shift as electronic warfare suites switch to passive monitoring, listening intently without broadcasting signals.
The heavy machine gun stations on deck remain empty for now, but security teams are standing by.
Hold the course. Steady.
The captain orders the ship to hold its course, allowing the aggressors to reveal their true intent.
The destroyer alters its heading by a mere 5 degrees, just enough to manage the intercept geometry.
It is a subtle, calculated move, as the crew understands the protocol to de-escalate until attack today.
We have witnessed this dynamic before when small craft test the perimeter, or it is merely confusion.
But this approach feels coordinated, and the skiff maintains its vector, picking up speed over the swells.
The distance closes to 2 nautical miles when 2 new contacts materialize on the edge of monitors.
2 more skiffs are approaching from a wider angle, trailing the leader in a synchronized movement pattern.
This is not a simple robbery attempt. It is a swarm attack pattern and textbook pirate tactic.
The crew inside the destroyer stares at the tactical displays with no panic, only drilled procedure now.
They have 10 minutes to dominate this space, and the aviation team is opening the hangar doors.
The command is quiet, but
Final launch, the Seahawk, keep eyes on target and do not overfly.
In seconds, the flight crew sprints toward the flight deck, where the Seahawk is fueled and primed.
This mission does not require a combat payload, so there are no torpedoes or missiles attached today.
Radar, advanced optics, and enough noise to shake a pirate's resolve as the rotors scream life.
The helicopter lifts with a sharp bank nose, dipping as it fights into the morning air now.
Within half a minute, it is airborne and circling to approach from the east with better view.
From this vantage point, the tactical picture becomes undeniable, showing 3 fast boats carrying 5 men each.
They are in a loose formation classic pincer movement, where one skiff pushes up the center quickly.
Radio discipline is sloppy and coordination rough, but the timing is too precise to be accidental today.
From 800 feet, the Seahawk's thermal cameras capture the reality in high resolution, clearly showing weapons.
These are not smugglers caught in the wrong place. This is a boarding party engaging the ship.
Back on the ship, the deck crew watches the video stream and its stream intently, and the bridge team holds.
No one is yelling orders because one sailor remarks calmly that they think we are a freighter.
Another sailor replies that they are about to meet the United States Navy as the searchlight ignites.
It makes no sound, just a blinding glare that hits the female helmsman squarely in the face.
He recoils, shielding his eyes as another pirate stands shouting and gesturing wildly while the boat swerves.
Then a second beam hits the skiff on the right flank, and 2 boats are now stalling.
The Seahawk maintains a hover nose into the wind, sensors locked, confirming no shots have been fired. Yet the signal is unmistakable. We see you. We are faster and we are waiting for you.
From the air, it becomes clear that one skiff refuses to back down and breaks from group.
The lead vessel, less than a mile out, surges ahead, carving a hard line toward the bow.
A white wake fans out behind it, and engine noise is loud enough for pilots to hear.
Looks like it might do rooms. The destroyer responds with instant precision as the long-range acoustic device, or LRAD, goes live now.
It blasts a piercing warning tone aimed directly at the approaching boat, designed to disorient the senses.
The sound wave impacts, causing the man on the bow to stumble backward as the boat rocks. On the flight deck, the East Asian male sensor operator engages a new tool, and a green laser pulses brightly.
It paints the deck of the skiff, screaming, "We are watching, and you do not proceed any further."
Then comes the second pyrotechnic warning, fired from the destroyer's starboard launcher, arcing high and wide now.
It burns a bright red trail against the pale sky, before hissing directly into the open ocean.
This finally breaks their resolve as the skiff falters and its engine throttles down, coughing between cycles. The bow slams into a swell and settles as one pirate stands up, raising both his hands.
It is the universal maritime sign for no threat as the second skiff peels away immediately now.
Now only one remains holding its position about 2,000 meters out while waiting for the outcome.
The destroyer does not blink as cameras remain fixed and electronic warfare systems continue tracking the threat. The bridge is silent, but the message has been delivered as 3 boats sort out easy prey. Now one is drifting dead in the water. One is fleeing, and the third is reconsidering choices.
The pirates never fired, nor did the Navy. But there is no confusion left regarding ship identity.
And then the next move is no longer theirs to make, as the dynamic changes completely at 7.
The skiff that made the aggressive charge is now idling, with its bow pointed away from Warship.
On the bridge, the captain offers no celebration. He watches and waits while everyone holds their breath.
The second boat and the flanker on the right begins a slow turn to the east, avoiding conflict.
It is not a sharp maneuver, but enough to signal withdrawal, moving slow to not provoke chase.
Visual confirmation, course alteration, and speed dropping to 12 knots, then the helicopter crew reports to the bridge.
The third skiff that hesitated finally cuts its throttle and arcs toward the south without a fight.
No radio chatter, no flares, just a silent exit as the helicopter observes the breaking of formation.
Below decks, the destroyer crew remains at battle stations, while machine gunners stay locked on their sectors. The Combat Information Center continues to log every second of thermal, optical, and acoustic sensor data now.
This is not about vengeance. It is about the record, as everything is timed, time-stamped, and archived.
If this event triggers an investigation, and the Navy will not argue, they will simply play the tape. By 7:04, the nearest skiff is 2 miles away and fading into the distant horizon.
There is no return vector or circling back as the Seahawk flies a steady orbit over zone.
The destroyer does not pursue aggressively and does not chase because it simply does not need to.
Presence was the primary weapon, and posture was the clear message, and restraint was the ultimate victory today.
The engagement concludes without gunfire, not because they surrendered, but because they realized who they were fighting.
The Gulf of Aden remains one of the most congested and perilous shipping lanes on Earth today.
It acts as a funnel between the Arabian and Red Sea, with 20,000 vessels traversing annually.
You have oil tankers, massive freighters, and container ships, which are slow targets pirates know quite well.
But modern piracy is not the Hollywood fantasy of eye patches and rusted muskets from the movies.
It involves speedboats, satellite phones, automatic rifles, and GPS navigation, because it is a ruthless corporate enterprise.
At its peak, Somali piracy was a multi-million-dollar industry, resulting in hijackings and ransoms worth fortunes.
So how does the Navy manage this chaos? They do not just chase pirates, they deter them.
This destroyer is part of Task Force 151, a multinational coalition with a singular mission.
Operating alongside allies, these warships monitor key choke points and projecting force exactly where it counts most.
Why is this strategy effective? Because pirates operate on perception, having no desire to fight a warship.
They want to frighten a merchant crew, but from 10 miles out, profiles look remarkably similar today.
With tall superstructures and gray hulls, the mistake is easy to make for crews lacking radar systems.
And that is where the Navy plays its best card, utilizing the art of deception through discipline.
These ships operate under strict rules and do not open fire simply because a boat looks suspicious.
Warn, observe, and record so that every maneuver is calculated and every reaction is measured precisely.
That is not weakness, that is absolute control, demonstrated through calm and calculated naval superiority at sea.
Take this specific incident, where the destroyer did not need missiles or even uncover its main guns.
The MH-60R Seahawk is effectively a flying surveillance suite, designed to capture every single detail.
Equipped with sensor turrets, it can identify heat signatures and track specific individuals in real time now.
There is no guesswork, just hard data. So while pirates intimidated, the Navy was building a case.
In international waters, this is critical because any use of force must be justified legally and diplomatically.
If a skiff fired a shot or reached boarding range, the destroyer would have escalated instantly today.
But until that threshold is crossed, restraint rules the day, ensuring the mission remains within legal bounds. When you document flight paths, audio, and thermal images, you do not explain actions, you press play.
That is why the Navy wins standoffs without combat, letting enemies discover the truth the hard way.
This was not a firefight or boarding action. This was a demonstration of maritime dominance at sea.
Without firing a single round, and the pirates came looking for a soft target, but found something else.
They left with smoking engines, bruised egos, and every action they took stored securely on Navy servers.
The United States Navy does not just win with firepower, it wins with presence, precision, and posture.
Every system functioned perfectly, and every decision made sent one clear signal that we do not blink.
This time, the pirates backed down, but these confrontations are becoming more frequent and bolder every year.
So should the Navy respond with more force, or is calculated restraint still the smartest weapon today?
Drop your take in the comments below because I read every single one to understand your perspective.
If you want to see more encounters where navies intercept and outmaneuver threats, subscribe to Winds of Thought. If you want to support the channel directly, please join the fleet to get loyalty badges now.
You help us bring true maritime stories to the surface, so click join to get on board. Next time pirates challenge a destroyer, they might check the radar first. See you in the next.